Hey guys, so as most of you may or may not know, I am just about to finish up my first year at FIT, the Fashion Institute of Technology. Today is the 10th, I think? Yeah, and my last final is on the 18th, so I have a week and a day left, and I'm getting super excited. We're starting to move everything out of our dorm, so it's starting to feel very real. So being that I'm almost done my first year, I just kind of wanted to share my experience with you and kind of talk about certain things I wish I knew or certain things you may be wondering about the school and just kind of my experience here. So my major is FMM, which means Fashion Merchandising Management. Here we kind of call all of our majors by their abbreviations just because they're kind of long. So my major you can either do 1 year or 2 years, and I'm doing the 2 years. And then, FIT is kind of different. So I'm getting my associates in 2 years, and then you can either just do that, or you can move on and reapply for your bachelor's in either the same major, or you can transfer to a different one. So I'm going to have my associates at this time next year, and then I'm going to reapply for my bachelor's in probably the same major, but I may switch over to advertising, we'll see. So some of the classes that I've taken, I've been here for 2 semesters now. In my first semester, and excuse me, I'm looking down and reading this because it's hard to keep track in your head. I've taken advertising and promotion, English comp, which was just kind of your general freshman year English class, Intro to the Fashion Industry, Excel, Fashion Business Practices, and then Philosophy and Ethics, which was one of my gen ed classes because I'm planning on minoring in ethics and sustainability, so that class counted towards that minor. And then this semester I'm taking textiles, yoga, macroeconomics, fashion marketing, contemporary retail management, team development, and then ecology and environmental problems. So on FIT's website, which I can link below, it kind of has the course guide of what they suggest you to take every semester, so that really helps. You just kind of use those and then you fill in with your gen eds. I've really liked almost all of the classes that I've taken. I think it really helps to be going to such a specialized school where we're really taking classes based on what we want to eventually do. And even our gen eds, they kind of try and relate it back to what you're going to be doing, so it helps you. And everyone has to take gen eds anyway. It's really not that bad here. And I feel the teachers, a lot of them are really experienced in the industry, and it's really cool to hear what they've done and experienced, because you can get great advice from them, and even connecting with your teachers is a great way to kind of help you maybe even get a job or meet people in the industry, or just kind of hear what they have to say from their experience. So I really do think we have great teachers here, and I really do like that aspect of the school. Okay, so for freshmen, there are 3 different dorms. There's alumni, Nagler, and co-ed. Nagler is an all-girls dorm, and I believe they don't have air conditioning. I could be wrong. I live in alumni, and this is an all-suite style dorm, so I have my one roommate, and we live in this room here. And then as you can see behind me, we kind of have that little kitchen space there, and there's a room for our bathroom too. And then that door right there is my other 2 roommates' room. So basically 4 of us live here, but we still have our own living space, and it's really nice. We don't have a communal bathroom, and we cook a lot. Personally, okay, I had a meal plan first semester, and it was the biggest waste of money ever, especially living in this dorm with a kitchen. I did not use it at all. Our cafeteria really does not have many options, and what they do have you kind of get tired of after the first few weeks. So if you are going to live in alumni and have your own kitchen, I strongly suggest not getting the meal plan, because just kind of shopping for yourself and making your own food is so much cheaper. And I really didn't cook that much before I got here, and I'm surviving. So I would suggest that. But I think if you're in the other 2 dorms, you need to get a meal plan, because you do have a kitchen, but it's a common kitchen in the basement or something that no one uses. So the school is in New York City, and I think that being here has really provided me with a lot of opportunities I wouldn't have had if I went somewhere else. I've gotten to volunteer at Fashion Week, have really cool retail jobs. I don't know why I just put up 2 fingers for that. I've had 2 retail jobs, but have internships and just meet all these really awesome people and like network and go to events that I really just never would have gotten to do if I didn't live here. So I think I'm very grateful that I came to this school, especially since it wasn't always my first choice. I think I definitely made the right choice for me. That being said, being at a city school, you really don't get the typical college experience. FIT is basically one street in New York City, in the middle of New York City, where you have your dorms on one side and all the classroom buildings on the other side. There's really no campus, and I'm gonna be honest, I have not heard of a single FIT party. Like, they don't happen. We don't have Greek life here. If that's something that you think you're very interested in, there's none of that. So you kind of have to really be sure that you're not going to regret missing out on that typical college experience if you come here. And I'll be honest, that's something like I did kind of struggle with, and that's kind of why I was considering going to a school like Drexel, where they do have a fashion program, but you're still at a typical college and you're still kind of in the city. Personally, for me, it hasn't been that hard to not get the typical college experience. My roommates and I, we usually find things to do. I mean, you're in New York City, there's always something to do. You can go visit NYU and go to whatever's happening there. There's all sorts of things for you to do, and if you get bored on the weekends, I know my friends branched out all over the country to go to different colleges. So I go and visit them a lot. I go to the college by my home a lot because a lot of people I went to high school with go there. So I feel like you kind of get that balance and you get to see what that typical college experience is like, but then you're still getting that city experience that you like. And even just being in New York during the day, it's so fun to go and explore because you can walk out of your building and just roam around spending no money and find all these really cool places and see amazing things. I mean, you leave your room in New York City, you don't know what you're gonna see. So it's kind of exciting. There's always something happening here. And I think that the city is really the right place for me. I used to visit here all the time when I was younger, and I kind of always knew that I wanted to live here someday. Ooh, my voice cracked. I always kind of knew I wanted to live here someday, so I'm happy that I made this decision. You just have to kind of really weigh the options and see, because it's not right for everyone. Since there isn't Greek life and not really much nightlife going on at the school, it's kind of hard to meet people, and a lot of our students are also commuters. So one of the big problems that people talk about here is making friends and meeting people. And I'll admit, it definitely is hard. You just kind of have to get through that. And I've realized that joining clubs really does help. I feel like people tell you, oh, join all these clubs and you'll meet all these people, and you're kind of But I can honestly tell you from experience, I'm in 2 clubs right now, and I've met so many different people and made so many friends, and there's so many events that we do outside of the weekly club meetings that really bring you together with the people in it. One of the clubs that I'm in is called Merchandising Society, and it might be the biggest club on campus. But basically we have meetings every Tuesday where industry speakers come in and give us advice and kind of talk to us about their jobs. And so that's really cool to hear and just kind of gain that knowledge. And a lot of them will talk to you about internship opportunities as well. So that's really helpful if you're trying to find an internship or a job. And then within that club, there's all these different positions that you can hold. So my position was special events assistant, and my roommate Lauren was the special events manager. So we would organize bi-weekly events after class or on the weekends that club members could go to just to kind of bond and everything. And FIT also has this place called the Style Shop where we sell designer clothing from designers at our school, as well as industry and vintage and product development. So it's completely student run, and if you're in the club, you get to work there for an hour each week. So that also really connects you to people and kind of gets you involved with the school. And there's a whole bunch of stuff they do. I could go into like a whole different video about that club. And I'm also in this club called Ed 2010, which is just kind of like connecting you to magazine people. It's really just about girls who want to be involved in the magazine industry, and right now it's really small. But because it's really small, I found that it's like easier to make friends with everyone because there's not that many of you. So I highly suggest joining a club. Those two are by all means not at all the only ones on campus. There are so many that you can find, and you don't really have to be too committed. It's just kind of like what you want to put into it. So don't like let the commitment scare you. I would honestly go to the club fair in the beginning of the year and kind of check everything out and see what you want to be involved with. As far as the course load, personally for me, I don't find it too hard. I know that it's very different for art majors compared to business majors, which I am. I know art majors have a ton of work, but I mean, I had a lot of work in high school, and I can't honestly say that it's any more than what I had in high school. You really just have to balance your time well. I'm currently going to school full-time and then interning and working part-time, and I'm never really up like too late anymore, like cramming or studying or like trying to finish any projects. I really wouldn't be concerned about the course load at all here. I would tell you guys a little about the application process, but I have to be honest, I applied to a lot of schools, like 5. But it was still like a year ago, and I honestly don't remember too much of it. I know you had to write an essay, and I don't even think you had to send in your SAT score. Definitely just like if you're considering applying, check out the directions on their website, and if you have any questions, I can definitely try and help you answer them, not just with applying anything at the school. And if I think of any more points that I left out, I'll maybe leave it in like the comments part. Or you guys can totally like comment and ask me and I'll answer, just because I know it's like really stressful trying to choose a school, and like you don't really know until you go there what it's truly gonna be like, because you can get a feel for it on like orientation and accepted students day and trips, but until you're actually there you don't get like the full experience. So that's why I want to help you guys if you're really considering coming here to get an idea, or if you're just curious, because I mean, I love this school. I think it's so cool to be able to go to fashion school and really love what you're doing and learning. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it at least a little helpful. And if there's any more videos you'd like to see about FIT or just New York or anything in general, feel free to comment below. And also subscribe. Thank you. Bye.